stay a while and listen.
Comparatively speaking to the Macho Man Randy Savage, you are nothing but garbage, yeah.
Should I jump off the tallest building in the world?
You must construct additional pylons.
Let none survive.
The innocent shall suffer, big time.
It's not hot!
Welcome to the AOP Podcast, which stands for Agony of Positivity. I'm not sure how long we should continue to explain the initials with the relaunch.
We shouldn't. We just be like,
just be done with it.
Just be done with it and say, hey, this is who we are.
Now. All right. Well, I'm Ross.
And I am Saul.
So, we are continuing where we're more into the wrestling, the video games,
yes,
pop culture. We're eventually going to put a little film icon on the logo,
yes,
to indicate film and TV stuff, or maybe a picture of film inside a TV. I don't know.
There we go.
Somehow we're going to get there. But so what we're doing this week, because last week we started with wrestling, and we ended up reviewing an entire just regular show in excruciating detail, like we were reviewers or something.
Yes.
We're going to try to not do that this week.
Yeah,
So
I mean, yeah.
The last half of the show will probably be the wrestling portion. We're going to focus on like the video games and kind of comic book,
TV, movies,
related stuff,
the
and
pop
all
culture
that.
type.
Yeah. So we're going to do that on the front end. My thought is we might rotate it week to week. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go.
I don't know.
Depends on what's more pressing, I suppose.
Depends how we feel.
Or if we've neglected something and it needs extra attention. So, anything exciting during the week?
So last night I went to my wife wanted to go to a Christmas thing. So we went to a Christmas, I forget what it's called. I think it's called the Christmas Ranch.
A ranch? Like,
yeah, it's
Cowboys?
actually, yes. It's Wyatt Earp was on there. No, it's just on this person's farm, and he's created this whole Christmas village.
okay. Now, this isn't the haunted place that turns into Christmas land or water park land for the summer, is it?
No.
Land of Illusion, if anyone's wondering and lives in the southern Ohio area.
Yeah.
You might have heard of it.
So anyway, we went there, and I sent you those pictures, those creepy pictures of seductive Santa. I guess that's where they were going with it.
I don't know. So, obviously, this is a audio format, but it is, imagine like you're super generic, like someone trying to be seductive. More so like a woman to a man seductive poses.
Sure.
Where it's just like the kind of flirty fun. Santa is in these poses, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's entertaining. It's a fun take.
Yeah,
but it's still
I mean,
weird, because Santa is a senior citizen.
Well, the first one I saw was him, like putting his little finger up to his cheeks and like this,
right, like the smile thing.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but it made me laugh. And then I saw the next one. I was like, where did they find these statues at?
That was a good question, because I was showing that to the people I was hanging out with.
Yeah,
and they were like, "What is that?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then the one he's on, I assume it's Snoopy's house.
Yeah.
And he's got like the leg kicked towards his butt and like the hand under his shin. I'd like everyone to know that we're acting out these motions essentially as we're doing this.
Sure.
Because we have no sense. But
so I mean, it was weird. So anyway, so we stop at on the way back home. We stopped to get some ice cream, and my wife goes inside the ice cream place to get some ice cream.
You've said ice cream.
Yeah. Ice cream. Anyway, right next door to the place is a pizza place. Well, so this guy comes out, and he works there. He's wearing the uniform, and he goes in and to the gas station, ice cream place, whatever, buys a thing of Dinty Moore. And he comes out and goes back into the pizza place.
Like Dinty Moore beef stew, microwave.
Yeah. Dinty Moore
like
beef
box
stew.
meal or the little can?
Like the actual little containers you put in the microwave and heat up. And I was so disturbed by this, I actually called Ross because because I don't understand why.
So, this is based on over a decade of pizza delivery experience. Yeah. When I delivered pizza, I could eat pizza every single day I worked.
Yeah.
Or something there. Or I would just grab handfuls of pepperoni randomly and eat some of those throughout the course of the night, whatever it was. I never got sick of pepperoni or of pizza.
Yeah.
there are people who cannot eat pizza every day and just have to get something.
Sure.
Now, I was always able to find something that was cheaper that I could eat there and be okay with it. Now, maybe the place this guy worked, maybe they don't give you like employee meals or discounts or something.
Yeah.
So he just didn't have the money, then had to buy that. But it seems like you'd get a better deal, or just like wait for a pizza to get messed up. Like, it happens.
Sure.
But who knows?
What if he's trying to turn it to a Dinty Moore pizza? Maybe he's like, oh, I'm going to create something good here.
I don't think you're going to do that with Denny Moore. Now, I will tell, I don't know if I've ever told this story on any of the old shows.
Yeah.
But the Thanksgiving pizza. So when I deliver, like, at the time, the pizza places embraced being open on Thanksgiving. So it'd go Thanksgiving dinner, and then you'd have to come to work. And then people were usually pretty cool, but you'd have a lot of pain in the butts as well.
Yeah.
But I would always bring in a ton of the leftover stuff
Yeah.
and make the Thanksgiving pizza, where you take the crust,
Yeah.
you put down, instead of pizza sauce, you put down your mashed potatoes, your gravy,
Okay.
and you put down turkey and ham and whatever else. Then you cover it with cheese, and you run that through the oven, and you have Thanksgiving pizza.
Huh.
The same thing works with a General Tso's pizza.
Yeah.
If you get enough General Tso sauce from the Chinese place
Yeah.
and the chicken, you put that down, and then some rice, and then you gotta put cheese over it. It'll scorch the rice, but you can make like a Chinese General Tso's.
Now you know, Buddy Rosa is probably listening to our podcast, and he's like, "Oh my God!"
I hope they steal both of those ideas so I can get them. Because I'm not in a situation where we have the same kind of leftovers nowadays that I did back then. So I can't make a Thanksgiving pizza.
Yes.
But I tell everyone about it around Thanksgiving time, hoping someone will be like, I did it. Here's a slice.
Yeah.
But, so that's that.
So how's your week been?
A lot of work. So I had mentioned last week I was trying to find out about that 7 Days to Die video game.
Yeah.
So this is just going to get into kind of the general topics of the show, I suppose, at this point.
No, that's fine.
Wait, I'm going to go back. My neighbor was doing siding on their house at 9 o'clock
Oh, yeah,
at night.
yeah. You sent me a text about this.
Yes. So come home, it's dark. You know, something's going on in like the house behind us.
Yeah.
I don't pay too much attention to it. I let the dogs out a few hours later. I'm looking, and they got like spotlights, and I'm like, well, why are they putting up their Christmas lights in the backyard? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and it's awful noisy, and I realize that they had started doing siding on their house like a while back, and now at 9 o'clock in the evening,
Yeah.
they are finishing up the siding.
In our neck of the woods, it's a little bit colder too. So
Yeah, it was just bizarre, and I was like, well, I guess you got to get it done, but like the one guy's up there with a flashlight, like the small one where you're holding it in your mouth,
Yeah.
which is a horrible way to do it. They got the spotlights, but he's casting a shadow because it's under it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a siding guy, so I don't know how terrible that would be. I just thought it was very strange.
I agree with you. That is very odd. I mean,
Sundown seems like a stopping point for
would
that.
you rather them do it at sundown or first thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning, I'm at work. I don't care. That's fine. I get up early anyway, so
Yeah.
that'll never bother me.
See, Ross doesn't care about other people trying to sleep. I'm already up. I don't care.
Yes, that's why I mow the yard at 6:30 all the time. But no. So last night, the 7 Days to Die.
Yeah.
So we talked a ton over the last year, here and there, where we played the Conan Exiles game,
Yeah.
which is one of your survival basic games. You know, you got to mine rocks to build stuff out of rocks, cut down trees. You got to have food, you got to have water, build shelter. Conan and the 7 Days to Die game are very similar.
Fight the server.
Yes. Apparently that's not as big of an issue with this game that I have seen. I don't know. But so every 7 days you have like a horde of zombies come and attack your home base, which you got to defend. Conan has something similar with a purge, or whatever they're calling it now. I don't know if they ever got that to work right.
Who knows?
The ones that we experienced at Conan was rather...
Lame? Yes.
There was like one time that it was good, I think.
Well, I remember that one purge that we had with Conan Exiles where a bunch of people, they were all like NPCs, but they were all of them were naked, and they all had like fire orbs in their hand, and it was throwing it at us.
Yes. Well, there was that, and they had like the big monster, but it was while so in Conan, you could like capture people and make them your servants, basically.
Yeah.
They called them thralls.
Yeah.
There's a different name for what you were doing to them.
Sure.
However, the AI broke on that awfully,
Yeah.
and they just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So we had this giant boss thing that came in one of those purges,
Yeah.
and you just kind of waited for it to go away. Like it couldn't really, like it was dumb. Like it was all broke. But I guess a similar things happens with 7 Days to Die at a certain point. So you start out with it. I'm just going to go from the beginning if anyone's listening to this and is interested in it and wants my brief experience of being an old man who has to go to bed and go to work and doesn't have time for games.
Yeah.
So you start out, it kind of gives you like a little tutorial. Like this is how you start fires. This is how you cut down trees, gather rocks, like all the baseline stuff. And it's all right. You need to go to get to this outpost. This is where they'll help you out further. It's like your first main thing to do. So kind of figured it out. So I've built like a bow and arrow, built a club, built like an axe for chopping wood, and I got like a first aid roll and some other stuff. So I start going off, and the first thing I encounter is a zombie that is on fire that is jumping about 8 feet straight up.
Okay.
Like coming down a hill at me. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to be bad. But I used the bow and arrow, get a couple shots on him, hit him with my club. Like you can kite pretty effectively, it seems like.
Yeah.
On the slower mobs. Like his jumping was insane, but when he actually was walking, it wasn't so bad. So I don't know if it was like a terrain issue, because he was like coming down a hill towards me. So I don't know if like there's a pathing issue that causes them to just, Michael Jordan straight up in the air or something. But it was completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it looked really cool the way he was on fire.
Yeah.
So killed him. I'm like, okay, this won't be too bad. So I'm going, and here and there, like you get like a little compass basically that shows you your heading on where to go to. So following along, haven't really built too much because I don't have like you got to get like plans or schematics for a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, because the few videos I've watched, don't you have to like find like an actual building to hold up in case?
Yeah, you can't build. It doesn't look like you build your own building. So I do like that better on like the Conan style, or I think Ark is the same way. There's a Western version of the game that I keep looking at, but the reviews are still really bad for. So I can't bring myself to try it just yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so making my way, all of a sudden, I have somehow stumbled onto like 2 or 3 zombies at once, and I'm kiting them. Like I'm out of arrows because you got to have like stones and feathers. Like feathers was my crutch. I just could not get enough, or crux. Sorry, misspoke. I couldn't get enough feathers to get enough arrows.
Okay.
And so I'm hitting them with the club, and I had made 2 clubs because I know from Conan that things will break on you early on, and then you're totally hosed. So I have a couple clubs made, and I'm hitting them, I'm kiting them. All of a sudden, I pick up 3 more zombies. So at this point, I have like 6 zombies. I think there was an animal that was chasing me that like leashed back or something. I'm not sure if they even do that.
Yeah.
But so I'm kiting these things, and like every so often I'm getting hit. I'm infected. I don't know what being infected means, but the percentage keeps rising. Okay. So I know it's not good.
Yeah.
Like it's basically a counter.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to turn into a zombie or if you just die if that hits 100%.
I think you die.
That would make sense. Yeah. But one of the people I'd watched, I know they were talking about finding antibiotics. So I'm sure there's a way to cure it. Or you drink some tea or something, who knows. But so I'm just kiting these things forever.
Yeah.
And I finally kill the last one of them.
Okay.
And I have a decent amount of health left. And I'm like, well, that was pretty intense. But, okay, zombie apocalypse, that's the kind of thing that would happen. Like,
sure.
They're relentless. They're going to keep going after you. I'm fine with that. So, but all of a sudden, I'm getting blasted by something. It is a bird. Some kind of plague vulture creature is just flying at me, and I can't time the hit right.
Yeah.
It does way more damage than anything I've encountered. And it gets in your face, it's hitting you, it flies away. You got to figure out where it's coming from, because it wasn't coming straight at me all the time. Like, it would like circle around and come from like a blind side.
Gotcha, okay.
It completely killed me. I was so I restarted at whatever random spawn point they gave me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's random, it just felt that way. Where my body is nowhere near the path I was on.
Okay.
So, and I'm
So-
afraid if that bird's still there, I now don't have any of my other stuff. Like
So it's like Conan. So
Yes.
you lose all your gear.
Yes, everything like that. So I gotta get to the body, I assume, and pick my stuff up, or I just gotta make new. So I just tried to like make new. A couple other setbacks, but that was like the big one where like this bird just kicked my butt. I got mauled by Timon and Pumbaa at one point. Like this boar just, I thought it would be a low level thing that I could kill for food of some kind.
Yeah.
Basing this on my experience with Conan.
Yeah.
And it like two-shot me from full health to nothing, and I was like, well, that was a mistake. So I finally get to the outpost,
Yeah.
and it's dark. Like it has just gotten dark. I didn't think to remake anything, to make any kind of torch or anything like that. It's laying on my body where the bird's just making a nest now, I'm sure, with zombie plague
Sure.
babies. And I don't know if I'm running into spikes or barbed wire or something, but every time I get close to the building, it's killing me.
Yeah.
And my little indicator, like you get the quest in that game, is telling me to talk to the dude, but I can't see him because it's dark. And I hear sounds like zombies.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm being eaten by zombies. Like, I literally can't see anything, and I died. And then I was like, all right, well, that's enough of this game for tonight. I'm going to bed. And I have not gotten a chance to get back into it. Like, I want to, because once you get, like, kind of set up, it's kind of how, like, the Conan or any other
Sure.
game. Like, there's a curve of getting set up, and then all of a sudden you're a lot better off than when you're just wandering aimlessly, not knowing how to do anything in the game.
Yeah, I've seen videos of people, and some of the stuff people have done with it is pretty neat.
Right.
Like the bases they've built.
Yeah.
And,
I saw a guy build a moat
yeah.
and some cool stuff. Like, there's definitely some cool stuff to do in it that I intend to play it more. It's just, I haven't really had the time, but I thought that was a funny experience where I was like, oh, I'm awesome. I took on 6 zombies at once with, like, a club and, like,
Yeah.
I made a shirt out of some grass, apparently, or something.
Sure.
I took that, and then a bird just kept flying in my face and killed me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but so if that sounds like your kind of game, you might want to get
Like I
into
said,
it.
I've seen previews for it. I don't know. It just.
It really makes me want to go back, though, and play Conan. Just the problem. Like, I think it's going to be...
Well, I think we both said when Conan brings back the mount, or brings mounts into the games, we're both going to try it, and then we can give a...
Yeah, a duo review. Like, those games are better with other people.
Sure.
For sure.
So we'll play it for a day, and we'll lose everything, because the server will crash, and then...
Disappear forever.
Yes.
Yes.
So I played the new, what's it called, Battlegrounds?
Yeah, the Hearthstone.
Hearthstone
which I was
Battlegrounds?
talking about last week.
Yeah.
So if anyone's unfamiliar, that's basically Blizzard put an auto battler like Auto Chess or Teamfight Tactics
Yeah.
into the Hearthstone. Excuse me.
And you
into the
battle
Hearthstone
like,
game.
you battle like 8 people? Is
Yeah,
it
it's 8 people. You pick one of the, basically a Hearthstone.
Yeah, so you
In a
either...
lot of cases, it's a Hearthstone character. There are like Blizzard Warcraft characters,
Yeah.
but there are people that I don't think exist in Warcraft. I think they're just Hearthstone creations.
So you get to choose like two characters. You hope that your character is not terrible
Yes.
as far as their hero power goes. Some of them are just super overpowered that I think they need a nerf.
So I'm curious, which one do you think is super overpowered?
The demon guy, the
Jiraxis?
Jiraxis with his plus
One? That's
yeah.
really not much.
Ugh.
Now, if the people playing, so how? Go back up a second.
Yeah.
So you basically recruit your minions.
Yeah.
You have minions. You can have a full board of 7. If you get a match, like if you pick 3 of the same thing over your different turns,
Mm-hmm.
you get an upgraded version of it. But if you go with the demons, there's like a low level character that's not a demon but works with them. Every time you play a demon, you take damage as a character.
Yeah.
But that particular minion gets more powerful
Yeah.
based on you playing a demon. So the demon, there's basically these guys that you can grow bigger, but the Jiraxis character that you're playing as, you can give just normal demons 1/1 every turn.
Well, in the one minion too, that every demon that you summon increases his power too.
Yeah, that's the one I was saying. Yeah, the level 1 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can get out of hand.
They take him out. They remove him from the thing.
But then they would have to get rid of the robot that does that and the beast that does that.
Yeah. I think also the cupcake chick.
AFK.
Is that her name?
Yes.
Her thing is incredibly overpowered too.
Yes, she is without a doubt incredibly strong.
Yeah.
Hers. So AFK is you basically away from keyboard, but it's A.F.Kay. It's clever. Like, for anyone who has no idea what we're talking about, try to fill in some here.
Yeah.
It's hard to not assume people are familiar with Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Even if they don't play it, like they have an idea what it is.
Like we have two friends that have never played it. They said it looks stupid.
Right, but they know what it is. Like
sure, yeah.
that's the thing is
but they played Blizzard games. So,
right.
I mean,
if you've played any kind of computer gaming, I feel like you have an awareness to it. Like people have probably never. If you've never played League of Legends, you probably have a slight idea what like that game might be.
Sure,
I feel like. But so she skips the first 2 turns, but then you get a level or a tier 3 and a tier 4 minion, which if you roll remotely good on them, you're in pretty good shape.
Oh, yeah.
Like the power spike is immense. Now I've had it where I've gotten nothing that was useful, where it was stuff that buffed other stuff. So what I got was super weak, and I just got tossed after that. Like it was terrible. But yeah, she's super strong. I don't think Jiraxis is that strong, just because
I didn't beat mine.
the demons that grow, or the thing that grows based on the demons, is really where the strength lies. For the most part, adding the 1/1 every couple turns to them isn't that big by the end.
Well,
now, early game it can help out. But
sure. I'm just saying, like towards it just seems like as the game goes further. Your demons get more and more powerful.
Depending, well, if you get like a Mal'Ganis,
that's
where he adds like 2/2 to everything and all that, and then you can like, there's definitely ways. Like I've had games where even not as Jiraxis though, like I've won because I picked up. No one else was drafting against me basically because it's all a shared pool.
Yes.
So you like when I'm playing it, so they have the low-level guys that work with the demons that grow. I don't usually pick them up if I'm not trying to go demon. But if I see there's the scavenging hyena, which is the beast one, where every time a beast dies on the turn, it gets stronger. And there's a robot version of that too, which I think it's Junkbot or Scrapbot or whatever. If I see those, even if I'm not playing beast or mech, I draft them so whoever is has one less one that they can ever find.
Oh, okay.
So, because have you ever how many rounds did you play?
How many rounds did I play?
Yeah, like did you play more than one go through of it, or played it a few times?
Oh, I played it probably
Quite a bit.
maybe
Did
20 times. Maybe.
Okay. Did you notice where sometimes you're looking for a beast or you're looking for a mech and you're just not finding anything good?
See, yeah, I didn't know it was a shared.
Yeah, it's all shared.
Oh.
Once people are defeated, things will go back in, or if you sell stuff, it'll go back in.
Okay.
So I didn't know that immediately either because my experience with auto battlers was I couldn't get into them. This one because I'm fairly well invested into that. So yeah, so that's why one of the things is like if you see another Jiraxis or someone's Jiraxis, you grab some of the better demons if you can, just so they can't get them. Like they have like that amalgam that counts as everything.
Yeah.
Like I always draft those no matter what I'm playing. Just because you can use, there's a Murloc you get that can give poisonous to Murlocs. Yeah. But you can give it to that amalgam where you've been like putting all kinds of stuff on it. So there's some different stuff. So that might fix your strategy a little.
I'll have to. I mean, overall though, I've enjoyed it. I think it's good.
You don't have to buy anything really. Like they have you get more options for like hero picks and stuff like that. The more of the current expansion packs you've bought, or you've earned, whether you earn them or get them through a quest or buy them with gold, whatever. So you would eventually unlock whatever. So you get a little bit of an advantage where you get to pick from 3 versus 2 heroes. But I don't think that's not completely game breaking because you'd eventually get there anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, I enjoy it. You don't have to buy it. So if you're interested in one of those games, but you're familiar with Blizzard, it's something to try. And maybe you'll be like, this is really cool, but I wish there was a little more in-depthness to it. Yeah. Then you can move over to your team fight tactics or the Dota Underlords or just the true auto chess.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. So your overall opinion, like, it was enjoyable?
It was enjoyable. I mean, I played it. I'll probably play it sometime tonight. So.
Right. Well, yeah, there's still things I'm learning about it as far as strategies go. But I've had a good time with it.
So Ross, in World of Warcraft, I am now honored with the Rust Bolt Resistance.
I don't know what that means.
It is.
That's retail, correct?
Yes, it's retail. Yeah.
I'm making a note here of the Rust Bolt
Resistance.
Yeah.
So to unlock flying, apparently I have to make nice with fish people because it makes sense that they would control your flying.
Fish people or Murlocs?
They're fish people. I forget their names.
Okay, but not Murlocs.
They're not Murlocs.
I could see where someone would consider a Murloc a fish person.
No, they're called the Anacoans, or I don't know. Anyway, I already made nice.
I thought the Arakoa were the bird people.
I don't know. Fish people. That's why I call them fish people.
Okay.
So I already got
Naga?
revered. That's it. The Naga, yeah.
Those are more like serpent underwater people.
Fish people. I'm going back with fish people.
But someone is infuriated right now.
That's
and I
fine.
hope so.
So they
An email again, the AOP Podcast at gmail.com.
So
Attention
anyway,
to Saul.
I've made nice, got revered with them. So now I'm working on the Rust Bolt Resistance. Now
I'm assuming that's gnomes.
It's gnomes,
Ugh.
and goblins, and
basically the grossest.
So it kind of reminds me of like the Timeless Isles. Remember in Panda Land?
Mr. Pandaria.
Yeah, so you have to like a little land, like a little island.
Right.
I mean, it's really, really small island, and there's only one world quest in it. And that world quest gives you, I think it's like 7. Right now, you have the anniversary happening, so you get 15% extra.
Okay.
But I think normally it only gives you like 700 rep per day.
So, what? If someone's listening and they don't understand the rep grind in Warcraft, I'm going to explain it real fast. So imagine Saul right now, he has a can of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
He has access to this Coca-Cola. But for some reason, I have decided to introduce a new level to the game of podcasting. So now I'm taking his Coca-Cola that he has.
Yes.
He's had access to this for quite a while, but all of a sudden he doesn't anymore. There's no real good explanation for it.
Yes.
Nothing's changed about the table here. I moved the remote control upside down, so it's slightly different.
Yeah.
Now, for Saul to be able to get this,
he
needs to do quests for me to
Yes.
earn my
friendship.
basically.
Yes.
So he can have his Coca-Cola that he's already earned a dozen other times.
Yes.
But he can have it back.
Yeah.
The most ridiculous mechanic in a game.
It is. I don't understand. I mean, I think rep grinds. I think they're okay if you want to unlock mounts
Or something.
or what. Yeah, I mean something that doesn't affect your gameplay.
Right. Well, I think it was early on. I think we talked about this, but we'll go over it now since we're truly dedicated to games and can spend a little more time with it. Is when they release a new expansion, they want you to explore the world they've built. Like there's usually a new level, or a new island, or whatever, new zone, new realm, new gate, something. There's something new they want you to explore.
Yeah.
If you're able to fly, because flying is the thing that's the most guilty with. If you're able to fly, you're going to trivialize everything because you're not going to walk there. You're just going to fly point to point, and it's going to be kind of silly.
But usually, though, they release flying after the game's been out for such a long time, and you've already seen everything anyway.
Right. Well, and it would make sense, too, where, to me, like, hey, we don't want you to use flying around the world because it's going to just kind of trivialize this.
Yeah.
So here's the quest chain. It seems like, hey, when you finish this quest chain and you hit the max level,
Yeah.
hey, you can go ahead and fly now.
Sure. I mean,
As opposed to, we're going to wait till 2 years in,
yes.
where you're just sick of it, and then we're going to make you do all this stuff.
Grind for another 2 months or whatever. It's
Or even if you've kept up with the grinding of the stuff that was available to you, they still add more stuff when they finally do it, so you're not there.
I did find out that the the Brontosaurus mount that's like 5 million gold or
Yeah,
whatever.
that they're getting rid of.
They're getting rid of, so they
That seems...
so they basically have made it's kind of like a cash grab type thing. So if you really, really want that mount, you are probably going to buy tokens.
Yes.
Yes.
And for the unaware of how that works is like Warcraft doesn't really have a lot of like stuff that you can buy in game to get money.
Yeah.
Like it's a subscription game. It's pretty fair to that. Like there's not a lot of like the free to play kind of stuff that you hear about in games.
Yeah.
However, they do have where you can buy a token that you can sell on the game's auction house, where it's basically a 1 month of game time.
Yeah.
And you can sell that for in-game gold on the auction house. So you can kind of buy gold in it. And what they did is a big part of the game is auction house, especially if you're into making like in-game gold to buy, like old rare stuff. You need a lot of gold. Well, they created this mount that has a auction house on it.
Yep.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yep.
And they made it a ridiculous cost of 5 million gold.
Yep.
Which, if you've been playing the game forever, and you're like a person who plays the auction house, probably not a big deal to have that kind of money.
Yeah.
Someone like myself, where I might occasionally hit like 500,000 gold when I'm super active.
Yeah.
I'm never going to hit 5 million gold.
No.
Like, I'm going to buy something stupid before that.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to get it. I don't think if they got, like, them getting rid of it is never going to affect me. I would never have hit 5 million gold to buy it.
Sure, but just the fact that, I don't know, it kind of rose.
No, I don't like that they're getting rid of it.
Yeah.
It seems like raise the price, sure, but getting rid of it just seems silly to me. Like, I don't understand why they're doing that.
Oh, I understand. I think it's because they want people to buy WoW tokens.
I hope that's not it, but I would love to hear like a reasoned out response to why.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a reason for it, that's fine. Then Blizzard can.
Or they're going to introduce something in the next expansion, same cost, same thing, but it won't be the dinosaur. Like, you can only get the dinosaur during the expansion that had it, and then when they do the next expansion, they'll have something that's the same, but it'll have a different theme.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, and before it, someone says something. You can still get it. It'll be in the black market auction house, but that's going to be just
black market auction house just doesn't exist to me.
Yeah.
It's too much work.
Sure. So
I am a casual when it comes to that.
So I think we probably should go on to our next thing of.
Yeah, let's see here.
Of like TV, movies, and everything else. Oh, by the way, before we get into anything, The Mandalorian,
still good.
episode 3. Oh yeah, still great.
I have access to where I can start watching it.
Okay.
As always, like this goes back to
The 30 minutes, Ross. 30
this goes
minutes.
back to Arrow, where you told me about it. I didn't watch it season 1. I waited till season 2. I finally jumped on.
Yeah, and then,
it was awesome. And then all of a sudden, it's like, what happened?
Yes. Yeah. Then you curse me. You're like, okay, why'd you get me into this terrible TV show
that now is just off the rails?
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I do want to say if anyone doesn't know about this and cares, this is just a quick hit here. The Internet Archive, they added. I think it's relatively new. I found out about it recently. Like it's months old, but just a ton of DOS games on the Internet Archive.
Yeah, I just found out about the Internet Archive.
Good luck figuring out some of the controls for mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's got a walkthrough somewhere for that stuff. But if you're into like the old games, something to check out for everybody. So, all right, yeah. So to the TV stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cough again. 1 second. I'm gonna actually stop the recording for a second here.
Okay.
All
Man,
right.
Ross has been coughing for about 2 hours now.
We called an ambulance.
No, we didn't actually.
No, I would not let you call an ambulance. The cost of an ambulance ride is too expensive.
Yes.
Here in America.
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully I will stop coughing.
All right.
If I do again, I'll just kind of
smother you with a pillow.
Yeah, that's fine. So again, we're not big on the editing or any of that stuff, so you guys get it as it comes.
Yeah.
Okay, so TV stuff.
Mandalorian, great. Go watch it.
I'll eventually, and hope that it doesn't just immediately turn to garbage.
Yes.
Is that where Baby Yoda came from?
See, I didn't want to ruin that. Yes. Well, technically, it's not Yoda. It's not Baby Yoda. It's Yoda's species.
Baby Yoda is That's what the internet has decided that it is.
It's so adorable.
Yes,
It's so
I've
adorable.
seen so many pictures of it. Like, if you inhabit the internet in any way, like any app that shares pictures or memes, you have seen Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, yeah. It's great. Great
So
show.
I'm kind of curious to the scene where that comes about. So
Yes.
if nothing else, that'll probably get me watching it.
Yep.
So we were trying to find out. Saul had asked me about the Titans show, like Teen Titans, but I guess they're just called Titans.
Yeah.
And I was like, I forgot all about it even existing.
Uh-huh.
And then we started to look into the
because
DC.
I've heard that it's actually a pretty good TV show. I've heard.
I'm still suspicious, but
Sure.
so we tried to look into the Warner Brothers or the DC streaming stuff, and we spent 30 minutes. We're still really not sure how much it costs or
What
how
we
it
should
works.
do is, when you put this episode up, tag Warner Brothers and say, "Hey, can you please just give us a rundown of your prices?"
That's easy to understand.
Yes.
Like just a
block
bullet point.
Because it is terrible to find. We still can't find how much it costs a month for this service.
I mean, the free trial probably would tell us at that point.
Oh, but yeah, but they already got your credit card information at that point.
It should tell you what it will go over to. But it was like the first thing that comes up isn't even because we searched for DC streaming and Warner Brothers streaming.
Yeah.
And in both instances, DC and Warner Brothers or HBO even weren't even the first things that came up that were not even the ad, and the ads obviously could be dictated by other stuff. But like even the first ad that popped up had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I mean it's just weird. So
We finally found like a catalog that kind of gives us an idea of what you can watch with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm more interested in the animated stuff because I'm not just crushed when I watch most of the animated stuff.
So when you put this on the internet, just tag them, and we just want a price. Just give us a price.
Give us something easy.
Yeah.
Because it felt like I felt like an old person who doesn't understand a computer at all.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like rolling my face on the keyboard trying to figure out what's going on, hoping that like my grandchild will come into the room and save me.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, long story short, it's I've heard Titans is a good TV show.
They got Deathstroke coming.
Yep.
I do like the Arrow.
Deathstroke.
Armor. Yeah, that
Yeah.
Of course, the guy they had playing Slade was awesome in Arrow.
He's a great actor. Yeah.
So that's like a high point to me.
Yep.
They're gonna have to do an awful lot to impress me.
Yep.
Once they guide me on their process of what I would have to pay them.
Yes.
But so, what do you think? At this point, we are seriously to the point where someone is going to bundle all the streaming services, and we're going to go back to cable, but it's going to be streaming services instead of channels.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel as far as all that?
I don't know. I think it's just really stupid. I mean,
Like people have seen the success. They're like,
Well,
we need to get in on this.
and all it is just greed. I mean, Netflix was just fine.
Right.
I mean, that's why I like Netflix, because you had all these other services. Yeah.
Something like Disney. I'm okay with
Disney's the only one I can see. I mean,
because they have a ton of stuff.
yes.
Like, they own everything.
Well, I think Disney will eventually just own everybody, anyways.
Right. We're for sale.
Yeah. Hey.
Like, I'll wear some mouse ears.
The entire time, Disney.
They're like, whatever you guys want.
Sure.
Whatever language, however.
Yeah.
I can be a Scottish princess. I have the hair for it.
Yes, you do.
Well, I mean the facial hair, not necessarily the hair on the top of my head. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, I can't bring myself to pay. Like, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I don't even. There is multiple WWE pay-per-views this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to renew my subscription or not.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I probably will, because I'm.
Well, I think this is a good segue into the wrestling part.
Okay.
AEW has made me get in a sling.
Sling bots?
Sling, yeah. subscription just so I can watch TNT. I wish TNT had an app to where you can like actually just buy time. And just because
Are you saying that you don't want to go on Twitch and watch some dude who's streaming Dynamite and talking over it?
Yeah, because I actually want to support.
I was more saying you just don't want to deal with the dude talking over it.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
So, I don't think this will cause any trouble talking about this. There are people, like, there was a video a while back where the guy acted like he was playing a UFC pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, he streamed it, but he acted like he was playing the game.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I thought that was funny. But, like, people try to stream, like, some of the different wrestling stuff.
Well, I mean...
And sometimes it gets shut down straight away, and sometimes, you know, it'll be up for a little while it's going on. And some of the people, they just stream it, and they're just trying to get views, or, you know, for people who don't have cable or something, like, they're putting it out there for them.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a ton of harm to it. I do understand why, like, a company would protect their rights. You know, there's certain things they got to enforce no matter what.
Yeah.
So, because otherwise it sets a precedent, and that's bad news for them.
Sure.
So I get them shutting people down. But what I can't stand is some of these people...
We think they're Michael Buffer and or Tony Schiavone.
I'm like, they're not even talking. They're just... When I watch someone stream or a podcast or whatever, I don't need the over-enthusiastic person who's screaming where I just can't imagine, like, is this how you interact in real life?
Yeah.
That is not my style.
Sure.
I'm fairly calm and even keel about most things.
Yeah.
So when I see the words, it's like, oh my God! Like, just blowing the speakers and rip if you have headphones in.
Yes.
Not my thing. And it's like,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You can talk to, like, your chat like you're talking to somebody. Like, that's fine. But you don't need to just, like, you're not doing play-by-play.
Sure.
Like, I've not heard someone yet try to do play-by-play that was any good at it.
So,
Or whatever, but...
So speaking of wrestling this week,
Yes.
I watched NWA Power.
I watched... This was the one where Murdoch came back and fought Aldis at the beginning, right? Or am I like a week behind?
Actually, I think I'm a week behind. I guess I watched an episode of... Because Jim Cornette's still on the thing that I watched.
Well, Jim Cornette's still on it. Well, for now. He will not be on in the future.
Gotcha. Yeah, you told me that he got fired or he quit or
I think
something
he
like
resigned. I want to say something now.
Yeah.
Because we're not really going to talk about that because there's not a lot that needs to be said on the whole issue. But when we were trying to figure out how we would talk about wrestling and video games and stuff on the show, one of the things that I said jokingly, I was like, well, we could do like a weekly Jim Cornette segment on Jim Cornette being Jim Cornette.
Yes.
And probably get 10 minutes out of it easy.
Sure.
And that would have 100% been a accurate thing at this point, and
Sure.
I'm sure it will continue.
Yeah.
I was hoping more for just him being like a curmudgeoned old man about wrestling and not liking anything at all, no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
that big guy's too big of a big guy. Be like, well, what more do you want, dude? So
what'd you think about NWA Power?
I love the presentation. Like, I've watched. Like, I'm not following it. Like, my energy is currently on following AEW.
Yeah.
And then, like, I read results for, like, all the other stuff and try to see what's going on. And I'm looking for individual things to watch where it's like, oh, that sounded like a really good segment. But the NWA presentation, I like that old style because that was some of the first stuff I was watching when I was little.
Yeah.
Like, the very first wrestling match I remember seeing, some dude was, like, tearing open the one-man gang's skull or something. Like, it was just like a super violent, bloody fight on like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But then it was like watching Ric Flair and everybody on like NWA.
Sure.
And like that studio setup. So I kind of like that.
So now help me understand this. I mean, you might not even know. So there's like a cast
Yes.
of wrestlers that they have. So I guess that's the main stars of the TV show or whatever.
Right.
Now, like other wrestlers that come in, is this assuming that they're going to lose because they're not the main cast that's part of that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I don't follow them close enough to know for sure.
I didn't.
But it's more like I enjoy the style and the presentation, so I'll pick some stuff up here and there.
Yeah.
But I don't know, as far as like people coming in, I mean, they're going to have to win occasionally. Like, or otherwise it's like pretty predictable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what
I will say
the booking is on any of that stuff.
I will say that their world champion. What's his name?
Nick Aldis?
Yes. He's really good. I like it.
He comes across as a champion type guy.
Yes.
So I dig it.
I'm surprised he's not with AEW or WWE or somebody because he's really good.
Yeah, he had that match against Cody at the
Oh yeah,
the
he
one.
did. He did. Yeah.
And then they had the return match where he got the belt back. I will say, are they the ones that have the North American title? It's the one that Colt Cabana has right now.
Yes, I think. Yeah.
That is the most hideous championship thing.
Yeah.
I refuse to call that a belt. It's not even symmetrical.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It is.
Just
Did you
gross.
see
the new Intercontinental title?
Yeah, that looks pretty sharp. I know a lot of people were. Like, "How dare you change something classic?"
Here's my note that I put for it: is the new IC title is okay. The older one is better.
Really?
I prefer the classic belt. Now the render they put up on the website, or like I think WWE put out like a tweet about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like a flat picture to it, and it looks awful. But the actual one has like some texture to it. So yeah, like looking at the actual one that Sammy was holding, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But there was a render they put up where you can't tell any shape or anything to it, and it looked awful.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah, like the left picture is what they put up, like top left corner.
Yeah.
There. For all the people, that's like what like you can tell. Like there's no texture to it that you can really tell.
Yeah.
When you're actually looking at it, you can see there's like some texture and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think it looks pretty sharp.
I like it, but I would prefer to just keep the classic Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
But I would also go back to the Winged Eagle belt or the Undisputed belt.
Okay.
Like as far as titles go.
Yeah. Man, it's not the beauty that the 24/7 title is. I mean, that is a beautiful belt right there.
That belt. Like, I understand that the 27-4 title isn't supposed to be like a super prestigious thing.
Yeah.
But the look at that belt makes it.
I think the
joke to
hardcore.
me.
I think the hardcore title looks better than that thing.
Well, at least the hardcore title, like the old one,
Yeah.
had the rumor or the myth
Yeah.
that it was the one Mr. Perfect broke with the hammer.
Sure.
To where it was like, oh, that's a.
Sure.
Turned out that wasn't true, but
Yeah.
everyone thought that for the longest time. I think they should have just said that yes, it was.
Yeah.
Like, really, that should have been what they did. But yeah, I prefer the old one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that someone has a theory that because I think Cody was the one who brought back the classic Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
They're changing it to teach him a lesson. Like, I'm sure that that's out there somewhere, but I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Who knows?
Because, I mean, they made the world title blue, and then this one, at least this isn't like a blue and silver, and it's just like a plate that says winner on it or something. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Anyway.
So, yeah, I'm trying to see if there was anything from WWE other than like, War Games coming up.
The War Games, I guess the NXT invaded SmackDown last night.
Again, yeah, they've had an awful lot of gang warfare style stuff.
Yeah, and NXT beat AEW.
Yes,
it
and
only
total
took
viewership.
only took 3 brands to do it, but
I'm curious. Like once Survivor Series is over and things have settled down.
Yeah.
I mean NXT. I don't watch it currently, but it's always been good.
Sure.
Like I've always enjoyed it more. But the reason I had a disconnect is I was like, oh, they're going to take this person who's awesome.
Because when they go to Raw or SmackDown,
it usually doesn't turn out well.
Yeah.
And it's kind of disappointing.
they get their name changed or
Yeah,
whatever.
they lose their first name or last name
Yes.
or something, and then they don't do anything that they did.
Because if you're a foreigner, you're not going to get your full name on Raw
Apparently.
or SmackDown, apparently, because McMahon thinks that Americans are stupid and can't.
Well, I'm surprised that Sami Zayn still has both his names.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
looking at him or Kevin Owens, like
Yes.
in general, people like drop part of their name.
Americans are stupid. We need to dumb it down some. We
Well,
can
like
only handle one.
Lashley is more often than not Lashley
Yeah,
and not Bobby Lashley.
No, don't get me started
It's
on
only a
Bobby
matter of
Lashley.
time.
That poor guy.
I'd love to know, like the super truth.
So
Because I've heard that Rusev's involved with the story.
I have heard that too,
but I don't.
So here's what I don't understand about burying people, because they think that's what's happening. They're burying Rusev because he hasn't signed his contract and everything.
He's probably more popular with fans feeling bad for him than ever, though.
Well, okay, so I don't know if that's the case or not, but burying people, because WWE is pretty good about that. If you're leaving,
well, I'm also going to say though that like burying gets overused a lot. It's like a dude loses a match, and they're like, "Oh, he got buried."
Sure.
I don't know. Now, Bray Wyatt constantly losing to John Cena or whoever. Yes, I'm gonna. That's burying.
I just think it's funny because how many jobs do you know that would do that? Like, let's just say you work at I don't know, McDonald's.
Okay.
And you tell them, hey, I'm gonna put my 2-week notice in. I want to go work for Burger King or whatever.
Right.
So in that 2 weeks, McDonald's does totally humiliates you
as much as possible.
Sends pictures to Burger King. You know, it just.
Well, I have workplaces where, like, once you were going to be gone, that you got the real crappy jobs. Like, you went from like, we'll use the McDonald's, like, you're running the drive-through cash window, which is fast paced, but it's pretty cushy. Versus now you're the guy cleaning the fryers and the grill all of a sudden for your last 2 weeks. So it's like, you guys, this is retaliation.
You know what I'm saying? But it just seems ridiculous that works in like even the movie industry. It's like, oh no, Tom Cruise, you're not going to leave this franchise. I don't think so. And this totally makes him look like an idiot.
Yeah, that's what you do. Well, you don't want, like, unfortunately, like, I'm not saying it's right, but in wrestling, like, I can see where, okay, let's use Sami Zayn, because I'm just looking at the dude right now and he's wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he's going to leave.
Yeah.
Well, my thought would be, man, he would probably be a pretty big deal if he went to, let's say, Ring of Honor even. Like, he's going to be pretty big, again, because he was, as supposedly, when his friend El Generico was there, I'm sure Sammy is just as good as that guy.
Yeah.
So, like, you want to try to devalue him so it doesn't come back to bite you in the butt.
Yeah, but you never valued him anyway, so.
Well, you got to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you a lesson that we didn't use you right.
And now we're going to intentionally. You thought you were not getting a fair shake before. That was just incompetence. Now we're going to make it a point.
It just that whole it's just funny to me. I don't understand.
Because Ambrose was like, dude, they killed me off like 4 different times. I thought I was just going to get to go home and sit, and then they just keep bringing me back. He's like, they kicked my head through the freaking stair railing. He's like, that's it, right? Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny to me.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a different world for sure. But yeah, so no, I've seen some people already like super mad about the belt.
Yeah,
I'm not that angry. Now, if it looked like the 24/7 title, and they just put like a piece of duct tape on it that said IC title now,
that'd be awesome.
Then yeah, I would be like one of the people like, okay, we need to get it. We really need to get the pitchforks out now. But as it is, it's like, I would prefer the other, but whatever.
Yeah, okay.
If it makes them make the IC title a focal point in any way, but it's never going to feel like it did, like in the old days, when it was like Brett, Shawn, Mr. Perfect, Texas Tornado. Yeah. Texas Tornado was my favorite. Yeah, even though the Iron Claw into the spinning tornado punch was absolutely ridiculous, I bought into it every time. I thought it was the most amazing thing.
And I hate to say this, but wrestlers that we have right now are not going to be like the wrestlers they were back.
I don't think they're allowed to be WWE wise.
Well, sure.
It feels like that. I'm not back there. I don't have a freaking clue. But it just seems like there's something different.
But yeah, I don't know.
But I think we should transition to AEW. Because we both actually watched all that, right?
We did. Yep.
So what I was thinking is, instead of what we tried to do last week, which was thorough, but I don't know that is necessary.
Well, we're already going long anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, we got a few minutes. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay, so start out with Nick Jackson against Phoenix.
It was good.
Super athletic. My comment was...
Too many spots.
The way they move, though, like how how smoothly they move and do the crazy stuff makes me feel like I'm mediocre at walking. Like I'm just nothing by comparison.
Well, I think your text says it the most. So what is her finisher going to be? Because
I don't know
did
what.
a lot.
Well, I assume Phoenix has done more solo stuff and has a setup finisher.
I think he has, yeah.
Which apparently was the Muscle Buster setup into the driver, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know what he calls it, but either way, like I don't know what Nick Jackson would do as a finisher. Like I have no idea what his solo is unless it's just a tombstone.
Yeah.
Which would be super anticlimactic.
Yes.
But all right. So then we had Britt and Sheeta.
Yep.
I think that was Britt's best match that I've seen.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good match. Like I think it was right
Well,
that Sheeta won.
I think Sheeta's. I think that's why
they need to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. The.
Because she's a good wrestler.
Right. So yeah, no, she's interesting and all that. So we had our battle royal for the battle ball ring, I assume, or whatever. I saw a tweet that Cody said it's like $40,000 or something is the cost of the ring.
So I guess this is only going to be. So are they going to do a ring like the Super Bowl like every year?
We don't know yet. I'm assuming you can cash the ring in for something. Like there's got to be something to do with it, or. If you collect 10 rings,
that's right.
Then you get some, I don't know, or
the power of the Mandarin,
something. But so that ended up with MJF and Paige.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with it. Yeah,
I'm interested. I like 12 people in a battle royal because you could basically have 12 people that matter, and it wasn't super crazy. Like the 20 person is just a mess anyway for the first half.
And I think the guy who was supposed to lose. He was just in there as a filler. Billy Gunn. The fans really, really wanted Billy Gunn to win that.
Billy Gunn is huge.
Yes.
Compared to everybody there. Like I've heard that recently on podcasts, like Bruce Pritchard and Conrad's, where it's like I don't think people realize how big of a dude Billy Gunn is, and he's in shape.
And I've heard he's tough too. Like he's actually a really tough guy.
Well, either way, I mean, I assume he's going to end up having a match with that Warlow guy.
Could be.
That would be my assumption, and that's to help build that guy. I don't know, but either way, so we get MJF and Paige, which will be fine.
Should be good.
He did the standard heel thing of hiding out to win. That's fine.
Well, and I'm glad he's going to be wrestling next week.
To see him,
I've never seen him wrestle other than in a battle royal.
I've seen him do some tags and some other stuff.
Yeah,
I mean he's mostly all character, but like I'm sure he's going to be like Miz level minimum. Like I haven't seen enough of his matches to know. And I'm sure he's gotten better as well from the old stuff I've seen. But where he's going to be totally fine in the ring. Yeah. And Paige is pretty good. But yeah, I really like the 12 people. Scorpio Sky and SCU goaded Jericho into giving him a title shot.
Yeah.
There was a old cartoon movie from Disney where the farmer catches the rabbit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I should throw you in the fire. Or, like, basically he's going to kill the rabbit or he's going to do something. And he's like, or I could throw you in that briar patch. Well, the rabbit lives in the briar patch, but it's like, oh, no, please, anything but the briar patch. Yeah. And he eventually gets the farmer to throw him there.
Yes.
I don't know if that's kind of the ridiculousness they were going for, but the fact that, like, Scorpio got real serious at the end, kind of, like, I think that's what they were going for. But I was entertained.
I can see Jericho doing stuff like that, like, because he copied Fozzy, or not Fozzy. The Fonz. Yes. Fonzie. That's his name.
With the sorry thing.
Yeah.
Hager, just say that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, as long as we don't always get that with Jericho, like, we get different stuff with Jericho all the time. But I was entertained by it.
I was too.
I
like how you put Luchasaurus is hard to spell.
Yeah, I was going to write something about that match, and then I was like, it was over before I was done typing Luchasaurus.
Sure.
So, that and positivity. If Luchasaurus Positivity would be a horrible name for a podcast.
I thought it was pretty good. You don't have anything up with the Dark Order
I got them
commercial.
at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Because I went back and rewatched that commercial.
Gotcha, okay.
Private Party, they're a top team now, or are they just like an inch below that top tier because they got the win over Proud and Powerful?
See, I don't know if they did that. If they let them win, basically, because it was an honor match for their friend.
Right.
That's why I didn't want that. I don't.
Well, because it was like they had stuck their nose in their business, and then Nick Jackson came out and stole the Homie the Clown sock.
Yeah,
I'm assuming they don't have tennis balls in that one though. It's probably like cue balls or something. But the either way, like they got like kind of like the upset victory, but they did the same thing to the Bucks. Like they're a winning team for sure.
Sure.
So I mean,
well,
I think they're legitimized now.
I think they're trying.
Like, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So all right, then we got Moxley and Darby.
Yeah.
And I like Darby's little entrance thing.
Yeah.
It was a little emo for my taste,
Sure.
but it's still like it fits his flavor.
I liked how
I dug him like bringing it down to the ring and like he's just bringing it to Moxley.
Well, that and like you said, this is how fast he is. When Moxley is getting ready into the ring, he just flood darts right out of the ring.
Yeah, that suicide dive he does is insane.
Yes.
Like the impact he gets with it is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he like jumps him before it, and I legitimately thought at a couple points that they might give him the roll-up win and let Moxley just go nuts on him and destroy him and go into a feud or something.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought that there was a way Darby might win this. I think he still looks really good after it. He took the super paradigm Death Rider of Doom to finish him.
It bothers me that it's called two different things. It's called either Death Rider or call it Paradigm Shift. Don't call it two different.
I would go with Death Rider. I like that a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's kind of his nickname too. And like I don't know what they're doing with that.
Yeah,
But
it's
Death Rider sounds cooler to me.
It does.
Or if Paradigm Shift is just the snap double arm, and then the Death Rider is the elevated, like the Buster version.
See, I wonder if that is his name in New Japan, like the Death Rider.
I mean, he had a shirt that said it, but I don't.
Be cool. I mean, it's a cool name.
I just don't know.
mean, people can have. I mean, look at Macho Man. Look how many names he had. So, or let's give Death Rider to John Moxley. And,
Right. But yeah. So after that, though, so Darby still lost, but I mean, he put up a good fight. He looked good in it.
Yeah.
I would say at this point, if Darby beats anyone else he goes against, though, that's like higher up on the card.
Yeah.
I don't think it's completely unbelievable at this point.
No.
So I think they've done a good job of getting him built. The crowd's into him. He didn't get booed out of the building against Moxley, who is super popular.
Yes.
So I think he's pretty good there. So Dark Order, we were talking about them last week, where we just weren't sure. I went back and watched a bunch of the Super Smash Brothers matches.
Okay.
Mostly them against the Bucks, just because I figured that'd be the most I would see from an athletic side to them. All good stuff.
Sure.
Pretty entertained by him. I didn't watch the old stuff where he had the pause button that would pause him. I don't know if you... There was a real heavy video game influence in the beginning for... He was player Uno.
Gotcha.
And they had player Dos and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so seeing the commercial to join the Dark Order, I was like, this is ridiculous, but I dig it.
See, so AEW, I want to give the Dark Order a little bit more time because a faction like that is going to take a while, and AEW starting in January, no TV time. I think they did the best they could do with it.
Right, but now we're finally getting.
They should have started doing those promotional things on being the elite or something long time ago.
Right. Well, we might start getting some of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I didn't know who the Super Smash Bros. Were.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So next week, for the Thanksgiving Eve, you're going to have Pac and Kenny Omega again.
Pac wins.
You think?
Yep.
To further Kenny's going insane?
Yep.
I did like that he was benching 50. And then they uneven loaded the bar during that. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Kenny is coming across as like someone unraveling very well to me. They got the Dynamite Dozen finale of Adam Page and MJF. I just really want to know what's going with the whole thing there.
I think MJF, because I think to make that ring work, you need a heel, and I think MJF will make that ring work.
Yes, one way or the other.
Yeah.
We got the title match, Jericho and Sky.
Scorpion Sky all the way, right?
I just don't see Jericho losing.
Yeah.
But I see, again, like a competitive match.
Yeah, I mean, AEW would shock people if Scorpion Sky won that.
I mean, I think he would be a good champ.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be into it. Then we get the return of Cody.
Yep.
After he hard-weighed himself on the ramp. Good Lord. So
my biggest opponent was the ramp.
Yeah, but we're sitting with, like, rankings for, like, the men. Pac and Mox. I wish their names were slightly different. 1 and 2 right now, so I can see where you're going to...
We could call him the bastard, too. You could just...
Yeah, I mean, they say that as much as they possibly. That's clearly a word that's been okayed by TNT.
Yes.
So they're all over the place with it. Sheeta moved up to number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Lucha Bros are still number 1.
As it should be. As it should be.
Yeah, I think they're going to cool off on Britt a little bit. But
yeah, I mean,
she's still...
I just
will
think
be fine.
She just needs time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got people who haven't... You're looking at someone who's had years and years of tons of matches, and someone who's been trying to be a professional and wrestle.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to criticize them for what they've done.
No.
I'm sure Sheeta would be just a dog turd tier dentist at this point. So, like,
Sure.
if we were watching, like, competitive dentistry,
Yes.
it'd be like, oh, man, this chick needs to get out of here.
Sure.
So, all right. Do we got anything else?
No, I mean, I think overall it was a good week of gameplay, good week of watching TV, and good week of watching...
Yeah. Have you got Untitled Goose Game yet?
No, I need to buy it. I think I'm going to see if someone buys it for me for Christmas.
I'm kind of curious, too. It's up for the Subway Presents Freshest Game of the Year or something.
My sister loves it, but she loves like wacky games like that.
Right.
So.
I mean, there's a place for those, though. They're fun.
Sure.
That's like why I play mobile games, because some of them are good.
Yeah.
But all right, so going into next week, we're going to obviously probably cover Dynamite some. I think this was a little bit better than what we did last time.
Uh-huh.
We'll try to get our timing a little bit better.
And it's Thanksgiving next week. So,
Yes. So be thankful for whatever.
Wrestling
Yeah.
and TV and...
So our goal is like, what, 45 minutes probably? Like 45-minute episode?
We'll try it. We'll try it.
Like, it's hard to say. Like, there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about when you have pulp culture and you have like wrestling and then you have so...
Well, and we tend to just carry on sometimes.
And you know what? It doesn't matter anyway because you already downloaded the episode, so we already got your. So it doesn't matter.
Download, never listen. But if you're listening, if you're at this point of the show,
yes,
it's the AOP Podcast at Twitter or Gmail. You can tell us, shut up after about 40 minutes, or who cares? I mean, this way you do get a guaranteed trip to work and a trip home almost.
That's right.
Unless your commute is just hella bad.
Yes.
So,
and you know what? And feel free to listen to us on the at Thanksgiving dinner because I'm sure it's
that would be fantastic.
Yes. Hey guys, let's all get together. And,
yeah, just send us some photos of that on Twitter. That would be fantastic. I cannot imagine why you would do that. But all right, so live your life like a goose.
Live your life like a goose.
Goose noise. We still didn't set the stuff up because I've been busy.